For me, the fusion of art and writing has been there from the beginning. My mother would make me little journals with plain paper and construction paper and invite me to draw, and then she would write words at the bottom of those pictures. And so from a very early age, I began to process the world through images, through creating pictures. And it's become much more serious as I mature and as the cultures that I'm encountering and the subjects that I'm tackling become more serious. But the basic intent of trying to process the world, trying to integrate what is happening on the inside with the external world, that fusion happens for me through art, on paper, with a brush and a pencil. It's a very nourishing spiritual practice for me. This has been really compromised though, and informed by my relationship with the LDS Church. I grew up with absolutely every fiber of my being knowing that the church was true and never considered anything else until my deconstruction in the past couple of years. And so every time my ideas of what I wanted to do or what my spiritual yearning was for in an artistic career, every time that those desires became clear and they were in conflict, messages from the church, I would prioritize the messages from the church. I would choose to go on a mission instead of becoming producer of my student film at BYU. I chose to get married and start having kids rather than seriously pursuing any kind of career goals. I continued to choose to demote my interests in art in favor of doing all of the invisible labor at home so that we didn't have to hire a nanny and we didn't have to buy TV dinners or didn't have to do anything else. I cooked all of our meals at home. I did all of the diapers, all of the laundry, all of the housekeeping. And I saw that as part of my divine destiny as a woman. And that was very much grounded in the way that the LDS Church talks about women and the way that it casts women's roles in their marriages and their families. And I was staring down this road of just doing this for as long as my children were at home. And the more children we had, the more that clock was reset so that we would have this longer period with children at home. And around the time that our second daughter was turning 1.5 maybe, my husband very wisely said that he didn't think I could survive that long. That wasn't healthy for me. And that I was already going a little bit insane, not doing art like my soul was asking for me to do. And so with his encouragement, we started setting aside time, and I started taking classes with Liz Lemon Swindle, which was amazing because she's an art hero of mine and she's LDS, so that really beautifully fed into both of my life values of staying LDS and wanting to be artistic. But as I integrated more and more fully, and as I embraced the desire to do art more completely, I found that the integration I was experiencing internally was causing friction with the external messages I was getting from the church. And this eventually blossomed into a faith crisis because I had to figure out what was really going on in the eternities for women. What was polygamy really about? What did those women really experience? What did my ancestresses really experience when they were in that situation? And the more I researched, the more I realized that the church has no idea what they're talking about with women. that their doctrine is all over the map and mostly on the bad side of the map. And of course, this was distressing because it meant that our life was falling down around us. But it was also very liberating because it meant that maybe all of these desires I had towards art, all of this energy I had towards creating in a not very conventional way for an LDS woman. You know, this isn't scrapbooking, and it's not table decoration, and it's not arrangement making. All of those things are great, but those aren't like my thing. That my thing is very much pencil, paint, paper, canvas, that kind of art. And I realized that maybe that wasn't a bad thing. Maybe that wasn't a distraction from the real work. Maybe that is my real work. Maybe the real work is learning to integrate and listen to those spiritual promptings that are not supporting the LDS Church. So I started doing faith crisis art, and the art has really been my iron rod through my faith crisis and to the proverbial tree of life on the other side, because it's allowed me to continue grounding myself through the transition, and allowed me to keep connecting with people on a pretty deep level as I share these creations from my own experience and see people respond to them from their experience. It's been really beautiful. And so even though not all of the reactions have been positive necessarily, of course, everyone who's posting or speaking publicly at all in the post-Mormon space gets to encounter trolls at some times who would rather invalidate another person's experience rather than entertain the idea that they may not be right. Like there are always those attitudes that come out of the woodwork. But overall, it's been incredibly rewarding, and it's been incredibly transformative for me personally to stitch these parts of myself back together. And I've really fallen in love with the deconstruction, reconstruction space because it's so vital with creativity and with the pain of letting go of past ideas, and also so alive with the freshness of recreating our new lives on the other side of transition. So I hope to keep participating in that. I don't really know where it will go because I feel like I'm laying down the bricks of this road as I am walking on it. But I have a lot of love for the process, and a lot of love for everyone who is courageous enough to take on that kind of work. So I hope that my work will continue to inspire people and continue to help other people to process in maybe ways that they don't have the time or the technical skill or even the desire to integrate in this way through art, that my art can help them to make sense of their experiences, also to give them more words where maybe they're looking for words, or images where they're looking for images or metaphors that will carry them through that transformative experience. I'm Laura Randall. I am an artist. I'm a writer. I am take to the Mormon Church for lying to me, but also grateful for the things that I've learned from it. And it's been a wild roller coaster to go through a deconstruction, and also a wonderful roller coaster. I don't know if I would ride it again, but definitely worth one ride.